go through a hard time, and where practical things are put in place to support people while they're here and then moving forward.
The UMHCC has had an excellent impact for Adelaide and South Australia.
People feel listened to, they feel supported. It's a space where people are treated with dignity and kindness and compassion.
You don't have to hide anything, you can just be yourself. I felt like I was being listened to when I came here.
They're seen quite quickly. It also has a mental health focus.
So it has given a clear message that there is a different way using this living room approach, using this combination of peer workers and clinicians.
I guess I just like to see people leaving here feeling more empowered and better able to manage things once they leave.
When they brought me here, it was just being able to sit down with people that understood and had the background of knowing what to ask and how to talk to me.
The support they gave to me was overwhelming. They understood what I was going through.
They rang me the next day and the day after that, and that was fantastic. Somebody was checking up on me.
I felt renewed. I felt like I have aired out everything I need to air out. It made me stronger. Not just stronger, it made me who I am now.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's a really great facility. It is also work in progress, so it is the first location they have done, and there is a plan to roll up more of these, I know, through South Australia, and then also I think you'll find it'll become a national thing. And even though it has that, what we call the armchair living room environment, it does have beds.
Okay.
It is a facility that has beds as well, and full.
I would have loved to have gone there instead of into hospital.
And I think we look at this from a perspective of we've just been through this process of you going through this, going into the urgent mental health system, and when your 12-year-old sits there and says this is so sad and so depressing to be around, and she wants to put colour and quotes on the wall, it's good that actually that has been acknowledged to some degree and that a better facility is being done. And as always noted, it's not the people that we're ever criticising or discussing, it's the system, unfortunately, and lack of funds that it's had in the past. So hopefully,
and we talk about this every week because it is so important to talk about. It's not the doctor's fault. It's not the nurse's fault. They are all understaffed. They're doing long hours. They are just doing the best they can, and they're stuck in these places.
They can only work with what they're given and what they're told by their superiors.
Yeah. So, and they are following strict protocols, and they have to do what they're doing.
And let's face facts, a lot of those protocols we might not agree with.
No.
When you look at them from an outsider looking in, you go, what the heck are they thinking?
Yeah.
But they have to work with it.
There is a reason why they do it, and, look, I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty stuff. So this is opened up in the centre of the city, so it's great for Western siders, people in the eastern suburbs.
The greater Metro Adelaide.
Yeah, well, look,
and we do apologise for this too, because we haven't done a lot on regional. Regional mental health programs. We will endeavour to cover regional as well, but because we're just starting up, we figured we'd start with Adelaide, try to get our bearings as much as possible as well, so we can give you the right information each and every time.
If you're actually watching this show and you are from a regional area, now I've spoken to a couple of blokes, I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but they're around the Port Augusta area, and
that's Port Augusta, everybody. Port Augusta.
I say it like I'm a local.
Yeah, that's
Port Augusta. New Utah.
No, I'm not even going to attempt Nuri.
So
that place up the northern side of Adelaide.
If you are from up there and want to come on our show and just tell us
how you pronounce your suburb, that'd be great.
But what there is for people in regional areas, because geez, we're lacking it down here. Imagine what they're going through.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Look, I spent 8 years in regional New South Wales, and I know the mental health services that are there weren't flash either at the time. Now this is going back another 8 years, so I could only imagine what it's like now.
So if you're now in the north, so this is Sonder. Now I've had a bit to do with Sonder in recommending people up there. They are located...
They're up at Edinburgh North on Peachy Road. However, they are not a 24-hour facility, so they are an after-hours clinic, but 5 till 9. However, it is still a location to go to if necessary outside of the business hours.
Yeah.
It is there. They also have a fairly new renovated facility, and I only know that based on my day job that I've encountered this location.
Okay.
They've also put a bit of money into that location as well. So that's trying to also create a similar environment, more beds in that facility than the lounge experience, but you've definitely got that up there at Edinburgh North as well.
And you know what, sometimes just going and sitting in a lounge with someone who knows what they're doing about could be
beneficial.
Like the diffusion, the bomb squad, they take,
sorry everybody,
they diffuse you sort of thing and can bring you back down to, if you're in a point and you don't want to be here anymore, and doesn't matter, sitting in a lounge environment is so much better than sitting in a clinical room, being in a hospital.
I reckon it would be too.
So so that's north, and if you are south...
Now again, I just want to point out before we go south, that outside of business hours with these facilities, they all refer you back to the mental health triage hotline.
Yes.
All right, so...
Which is 131465, a very good service, as well as all the other services out there.
All right.
So heading south, you would head into the big Noarlunga GP Super Clinic.
That's the red building.
The big red building opposite the hospital.
That's where I went. Modare, I think they call it.
Is it Modare or Adair's?
Adair.
Adair. The Adair clinic within that building. So that is also a after hours, but not 24-hour service, but it is 5 till 10. Monday to Friday, so unfortunately, yes, we haven't quite got to that next level yet. However, it's still another location. It can still help, like Fishman's and the diffusion. It's that there to help, and then from there, things will snowball into support that you can get. So,
right, good idea.
It is another great facility. Everyone knows the big red building, but just at the back of Colonnade, or next to the Noarlunga Hospital.
Yeah, across the road from Centrelink there. So there's 3 great places that if you don't want to present yourself to an emergency ward, you can't get a hold of your GP, and you need to speak to someone
for mental health issues.
Yes,
okay.
Not if you've got a cold or
anything that's going on. Yeah,
COVID.
In there.
It's purely mental health stuff. So, So, is there anything else anyone wants to add to this?
No, I guess the biggest thing, I had a conversation with someone the other day regarding this exact topic, and the first question I brought up was, had they been to see their local GP as well?
That's right.
That is one of the questions they will ask you is, have you been to your GP? That is always, obviously for urgent supply, what we've supplied, but if you are just feeling and you're struggling and you're starting to spiral, your GP is definitely your first port call.
Like Tim mentioned last week, remember? And even myself, I booked an appointment to see my doctor 2 days ago, and the first appointment they had was
2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
22nd.
That's right.
It's definitely not for urgent situations, but keeping in touch with your GP, and if you feel that things are starting, sometimes you don't quite realise what's happening as well, and you don't quite know where to go. So I guess it's just always that starting point.
I know we're all about both sexes here, and how we all deal with mental health issues, but from a bloke's perspective, you'll go in, you see your GP, you get your scripts done for your other meds, and blood pressure, whatever, it doesn't matter. You get your scripts done for your other meds, but you don't generally think to tell the doctor that, okay, something strange has been happening in my head. You know, I haven't been feeling right, or, you know, you bottle that up.
That's right.
You can't. Just
Or that particular day, you're feeling okay, and it was like a week ago you were feeling messed up and
Yeah.
you needed help, so by the time you get to the doctor, you've forgotten about
Totally
it, or
forget
you know,
about it,
it's
yeah.
not front of mind anymore.
So, you know, just be truthful with yourself, which then allows you to be truthful with your doctor. Because whatever you do, you don't want that black dog deep inside you barking away and you not being able to muzzle it and tell it to stop. Yeah.
And the other good thing as well is when you go to these sorts of places, your visit is then logged onto your My Health record, which means when you go to your doctor, whether it be in 2-3 weeks' time, it is written down, it's documented, and so you don't have to go through and tell the story over and over again, because that becomes exhausting when you're suffering from depression.
And would you find that when you are struggling, you don't have the capacity to remember, and you might actually forget to say, I went to such and such on such and such a day and spoke to a counsellor. You actually may forget to pass that information on, and that record is so valuable there because it gives you every step you spoke to a counsellor, you had x-rays, every step that you took on this road.
And my memory at the moment, and Charmaine will vouch for this, is shocking. She could have had a conversation with me half an hour ago, and then I've come back and said, so what are we doing with my medication? She goes, are you kidding me? We just had this conversation.
No, it's all right. I've heard the same stories
And
about
this-
3 times
and
in 2 days
You
anyway.
joined us for
From what
brunch this morning, and
goes,
you know, you witnessed it firsthand.
And this goes back to what I said originally, don't take it personally.
no.
And have the tools to help you, because it's things like that that actually can add to a lot of tension and frustration. So
Yes, Fish. Yes, that does sound kind of familiar.
And don't everyone come up to me now and, by the way, say you owe me, you know, where's my $20 you owe me, Fish, because I'm not that stupid, because I didn't have any money before I was normal. So forget about
You
it.
owe me 100, Fish. I just want to remind you of that one. It was, you know, one of those green ones. That'll be good. Thanks, mate.
You owe me Lego.
All right.
All right, so let's just recap on today. Beyond Blue, awesome service, also for partners who don't know what to do with their loved ones. Lifeline, absolutely amazing organisation. Give Lifeline a call if you are in crisis and you can't get to the urgent medical healthcare centre.
You don't have to fight it alone.
Or Sonda, give the mental health triage service a call. This is one of the most important numbers you need to have in your phone. It's 131465. The Urgent Mental Health Care Centre. We just saw the video of what that place is like. It's a walk-in centre in Grenfell Street in the city, down the east end of Grenfell Street, 24/7, so weekends, 7 days a week. And of course, if you are living north, there is Sonda you can access, and they are after hours from when?
from 5 till 9 up at Edinburgh North.
Up at Edinburgh North. So there's a map there of where they are. If you're up north, you would know exactly where they are. If you live down south like us, it's the big red building opposite the Noarlunga Hospital, the Adair Clinic, and those times are...
5 till 10.
There you go, see? That's my memory, can't even remember that.
Doing
this has
well,
been
Fish, doing well.
A nice short one today, hasn't it?
Well, I think maybe because we're just not letting you two gibber on.
Well,
maybe.
we've got a woman in here now, and it's all being run
That's
smoothly.
right. This is very organised and very efficient. Don't turn the camera off me.
G'day.
That's all right. Although you watch our ratings go through the roof now with her on the show. If we can get 100 followers, she'll do it in her underwear. Justin,
Get 50 and I'll do it in my underwear. I don't mind. That is not. I'm not. You can't hold me to that one.
Squeaky toys.
I'll tell you a secret. I'm not even wearing any underwear.
Oh, here we
Okay.
Now, don't forget, folks, we are here in South Australia, Adelaide. These lines you see before you are Australia-wide, all except for the Urgent Mental Health Care Centre. That is an Adelaide-based only. Now, if you're someone you know is having a crisis, you should ring the mental health crisis number on 131465.